Hello and welcome to How to Wrap a Mod, and here we have the IPv2, and on it we are going to put a printed wrap. Yep, I've done them today, so let's see how you put them on. Alright, it's basically the same as the vinyl, the normal vinyl ones. There's nothing different in applying them, to be honest. This vinyl isn't bubble free, but the texture of the actual mod itself doesn't mean that you get any bubbles, or not that I've had any so far, with all the testing that I've done. And smooth it down around the top, and that's the side done so far. And the other side, you take that, and you can see I've not done a cutout for the touch sensor or a cutout for the logo. If you haven't custom designed by Market Demon Wraps, you can add something there if you want. You can add a logo, your own logo, some special logo, or just leave it blank. The reason I'm not going to do cutouts on the printed or on the vinyl is the problem you will have if you get juice leak down from your dripper or whatever you're using. It can get underneath, and you can't get rid of it. The only way to get rid of it is to remove the wrap, and I don't see the point in that. The touch sensor still works if you want to use it. I don't use it. It's a pain in the ass, and I don't see the point. Right, the top one, if you want it to line up perfectly with your touch sensor, it may well do, but printed vinyl tends to shrink and stretch with heat, so it can be tricky for me to find the position when you fitted it. So if you want it to line up perfectly, what you will have to do is, now that's lining up pretty damn good. Right. If it is slightly off, if it's slightly more to the 510, then you can move it back, and there will be a slight gap where they join, but no one's going to see it. If it's slightly away, then overlap the vinyl slightly, no one's going to see it. Okay, here we go. Right, let's wrap this round and just centralize it within that panel. Okay, smooth it down, and you can see I'm not being really careful doing it, and I don't appear to be getting any air bubbles. Smooth that down. When it's on, you will see a slight indentation of the logo panel. It doesn't bother me. If it bothers you, then don't have one. But if Mark does print a logo, it may be slightly off in some way. Same reason as that, with the vinyl shrinking, stretching, whatever. The only way to keep it exactly where it is to keep the wrap at exactly the same temperature as when it was printed, which is impossible. But there you have it. Nothing's perfect. There. Side. Side. Can you guess what it is? Yeah. Sound like Rolf Harris, eh? Alright. Here we go. The back. If it's printed, hopefully you'll know which is up and down, but you know, it doesn't really matter. Like I've said before, the holes are central, so now there is a bit more of a gap around the printed, and I've done that because it is a thicker vinyl, so you really want to make sure that it stays on. So I've come away from the edges slightly, but again, you can stretch it if you want to. If you want to take the time to do that, to make it so it's all perfect, it's up to you. But if you overstretch it, that's your problem, not mine. That's the back done. As you can see, no air bubbles. Okay, the front. Same with the front, there is a slight gap all the way around it. It's up to you how even you get it. If you put it on and it's not perfect, you can lift it back up, but I'm happy with that. No air bubbles again. Like I say, I think it's the texture of the mod. It allows the air to escape. And there we go. Alright, touch sensor. You can see a slight indentation underneath it, the same as with that. But let's grab something to put on it. Sure it's working. Oh, it's working. Right. Let's touch sensor on. Right, here we go. Working. Right. One thing I did notice was, without a wrap on it, if you wet the sensor, it fires. With a wrap on it, well, that's wet, and it isn't continuing to fire. I'll lick it. It fired while I was licking it, but it isn't continuing to fire. I mean, more. Yep, it will continue to fire if you get it too wet. Not as bad as before, but that's why I'll keep mine off. There we go, off, nothing. So if you get it really wet, it will continue to fire, but turn it off and there's no worries about that. And there you have it. One printed IPv2 wrap. Thank you.